All right, on this part of the video, I want to show a little bit about how to clean up the cart. So this cart, this side, and these three sides are all done. And then this is the next piece to do. Basically, you can take the stainless on the Broilmaster from that to 90% of new. And if you work hard enough, you can really get it 100% new. You can get all the scratches out. That bottom's just water because I just washed it. But you can see overall it's really not bad considering this is probably 20 years old. One note on taking it apart, all of these have been replaced. These are Rivent Nuts, and there's 6 on the bottom of the base, and then 4 on the top of the cart, and then there's 4 here, and then 2 on the back. So a note on these, my experience has been restoring these, you always need to drill them out. The originals were aluminum, and over years they corrode. So if the cart's wobbly, I found out that it's because all of these are bad and they're broken. So a lot of times you just have to drill them out. It's a pain, but I'll get into that later and I'll show how to install the new Rivent Nuts. And when I do it, I replace them with stainless steel. Okay, now I'm going to talk about the Rivent Nuts. So before I mentioned that the originals were here, they were all rusted out, corroded. So the best thing to drill them out, break them off. Sometimes the cart will just fall apart. And here's what a Rivent Nut is. It's a threaded insert. I like this tool. I've done it with this tool. There's another style tool where you have to turn 2 wrenches. And there's a third style where you use bolts. When I tried to use bolts with these stainless steel ones, they always broke. So the company I got them from is Hanson Rivet from Amazon. You can see the part number and what they are. They're 1/4 and all of these are original bolts from different parts of different grills that I just cleaned up on the wire wheel. So I bought quite a few grills, kept some, used some for parts, and that's where those came from. So the only one I had an issue with was this hole was pretty damaged. Somebody put a fastener when theirs broke, and it damaged it's not very flat. So that one's not that great, but when it's nice and flat, you can see it's perfect. That's why I left it on this one, because you'll see it's really flat. When you insert it, it fits tight, pretty tight, and then you just use this tool. Okay, so here's the final product. This was just a quick restore. I didn't do a perfect job, but I have enough things to do, and it's 99% better. So you can see how I hand sanded all this. Looks pretty good. I did not do these edges yet, so that's how the old looks. Problem is, the previous owner of this, when they cleaned it, you can see they scratched against the grain a lot. I don't know what they cleaned with, but caused a lot of damage. That can be taken out, but it would take a lot of work by hand, and I just don't want to do it right now. I was thinking to buy that tool, the Porter Cable Restorer, but I didn't. That would make regraining all of this and getting the scratches out extremely easy. But overall, it looks pretty good. I used original fasteners. I had extras for the 6 screws in the bottom, and I just cleaned them up on the wire wheel. That's how I do it, so that way they threaded nicely. So I've had experience before using old stainless fasteners. They have corrosion on them, and if you don't clean them off, they don't go in the holes nice and neat. And especially on those threaded inserts, it's a pain in the butt. So, and then the final, I'm missing a couple bolts. I need to go buy them, and I'm going to replace this one, but the backside. So overall, looks pretty good. Another reason I didn't spend a ton of time, as you can see, there's a couple dents in the base. The sides are in excellent condition, but the base itself has some dents. So it has really 3 big ones, 1, 2, 3. So I just didn't feel like doing more work.